Guys, it's Coach Fro from RosioFlores.com, and today's topic is, should I quit my job? Now, this is going to be relating to people who are either deciding to go into the business world or who are already in the business world. And job is going to be defined as like a traditional place of employment versus starting your own business or MLM or affiliate or website or anything like that. Before I get started, I want to ask you guys to subscribe to my list. That way you can get my monthly newsletter. There I share all the posts that I've done throughout the month, a little bit about what's going on in my life, and then I share a little bit of tips and tricks or things that you can do to get some personal growth in your life. So make sure you get on that list. And today I'm going to ask you 4 questions. That's going to be my points, because anytime I ask you a should question, it's going to be me basically asking you questions or things to think about, because I can't answer the question for you. You have to make the decision yourself. So I'm just going to give you 4 points of view and 4 things that you need to maybe think about before making the decision. The first one's going to be, can you afford it? And that really is like the biggest, the biggest issue that you're going to have to think of, because if you can't afford it, then you don't really have the option. So you have to look into your finances and take a look at, what you need to spend on each month, and what you can cut back on, what you can't cut back on, how many people are bringing in income, how much is going out and in. I actually shared a resource a little while back, and it's a full list of personal finance resources to help you with establishing your budget and establishing a plan for like retirement. And so you should understand where you are financially before you make this decision at all, because there's a lot of things that go into consideration. If you have health issues and you need your work's health insurance, then it's not a good idea, because if you quit your job, are you going to be able to afford health insurance? Have you looked into the premiums? Are you going to be able to pay for that? Are you going to be able to pay for, your kids' soccer lessons? Or there's a lot of things. And then when you first start a business, you're not going to be making a lot of money, or a lot of the money that you do make is going to go right back into the business if you want it to grow. So you have to make sure that you're financially stable, that you have savings. Make sure that you really make sure that you make that decision before, or else you're really going to struggle and you might come across a lot of other issues. The second question is, have you made plans for your business? So if you're starting a new business, you should make a business plan. Now, if you're going into something like an MLM or partnering with somebody else, they might help you with basically telling you what you're going to do for the beginning of it. I think that it's still important to treat it as your own personal business and make your own personal plans and have an established plan of action. You should know, I'm going to focus this many months on this issue, and then we're going to work on to this. And when we get to this point, we're going to move on to this. And that way you know where you're at and where you will be and when you should expect certain things. You shouldn't expect to make a ton of money right away. If you do, some people like right off the bat start making a ton of money. What will you be doing with that money? Where will it be going? Will you put away for taxes? Are you going to put back into the business? Are you going to put it in your savings? Are you going to put it towards your retirement? You should have a plan of action, not just for the actual business, but for your life. And that way you know whether or not your job is going to be important. And even, I can share with you guys. Let me know if you want this resource. Actually send me a comment or send me a message, and I will send you. I have a blueprint on how to fire your boss, right? So get yourself how to leave your job financially secure. So that may help you. You may need a little bit of a list of things that you need to do on a daily basis before you can actually feel secure enough to leave your job. The third question is along those lines of, are you going to treat this as a job? Okay. So it's another one of those pet peeves I have. I have a lot. In the industry of home business, online marketing, MLM, there's this really big, shame-driven idea that if you have a job, it's a bad thing. And so you'll hear a lot of these people who are millionaires, or even not millionaires, you don't know if they are or not, and they'll be shaming people for having a job. They'll be like, what are you doing still working a 9 to 5? You could be having freedom. They're sitting on their Lamborghini or on the beach, giving people crap for doing what is normal. And I hate that. I hate it a lot, because it creates the misconception that you're going to start this business and it's not going to be a job. that you're just going to put your name into this, give them some money, and then you're just going to receive money in your bank. The people who are doing that are either, one, years and years away from their beginning. So they've already set up systems. They have assistants who do things for them. They have computer programs already doing everything for them. They have a website that's fully automated. All those things take time or money. And if you're not there yet, you're not going to be there. They've either forgotten that that's where they started, or they're scamming you. They're lying. They're trying to get a buck out of you, and they don't want to be honest about the fact that it's not that easy. You need to treat it as a job. So if you're expecting to leave your job and then sleep in and not do anything all day and not really work at it because it should just happen, it's not going to work. So you need to understand that you're not leaving a job for no job. You're just leaving a job for a new job where you're the boss. And if you don't do the work, you don't get paid. So make sure that you understand that. The fourth point is, what are your backups or your fallbacks? What is your contingency plan if things don't work out? What are your limits? So along those lines is, how much savings do I have and how long can I live off of the savings? What happens if I can't get to that point that I was trying to get to at that right time? What if this doesn't work? How long am I going to wait? How long am I okay with being without a steady income? How much is a steady income? What happens if we have an emergency? Am I going to go back to work? Am I going to dip into savings? Will you be asking the government for help? You have to really know, first and foremost, what your vision is and where you're trying to go with this, because you need to know what your priorities are going to be. If your priorities are the business and you're going for the long haul and something small happens, like your car breaks down, what's going to be more important, and what are you going to devote your time and resources to ensuring? So some people will give up right away when things get tough, and they'll just be like, I'm just going to quit, I'm going to go back to the regular world. Some people are saying, I'm going to stick this out regardless. And there's tons and tons and tons of stories of people who are making millions of dollars now who spent 10 years broke, who were okay to getting to the last point where they were like, man, we got to get on welfare and we got to go get help from family, or they're $10,000 or more in debt. I mean, it's crazy. You hear these stories and then they're like, all of a sudden things turned around and now they're making millions, and this is their amazing story that they can tell. They had their end vision as much bigger of a priority than their comfort at that moment. Are you living the same kind of way? You don't have to, though. So don't make people make you feel like it's wrong if you would rather be comfortable. It's okay for you to be comfortable. It's okay for you to be like, well, I would rather let this take 20 years to build while I'm comfortable and not having to be afraid of the what ifs. Or you could say, I'm going to put my all into this and try to make it work within 2 years and be completely uncomfortable during that time. It's up to you. Nobody can tell you how to make this decision. Obviously, if you have a spouse or kids, you have to consider them. But it's your journey. At the end of the day, you have to make the decision what's best for you and your family, what's going to be best for your future. And people are always going to be trying to give you their ideas and their interpretations and their opinions. Let them, but then you make your own decision. So these 4 questions, I really hope that they help you with making this decision. If you are looking to maybe talk about it or try to figure out what, maybe you're a little bit confused, or you're not really sure what you're thinking, go to my website. I have the chat set up there so that you could just start talking to me on there, and I'll respond to you and we can have a conversation about it, and then maybe I can help you figure out what the next step should be for you. So I hope this video helped you. If you liked it, please like, share, tag people, comment on it, send it out, and subscribe to my website. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day. Goodbye.